Hello, everybody. Welcome to my 20th birthday party. No, I'm not 20. Welcome to the 20th episode celebration. This is the final episode before I take a break. It's been 20 weeks, which is almost 5 months. Every Sunday for 5 months. Oh, how on earth did I do this? And by the way, thank you everyone for coming here. Today is a special episode because I have someone whom I really admire. In fact, two people that I admire very, very greatly. And they are here to chit-chat with us and to also enjoy the 20th episode. So, wow, for the last time before I take a break for 6 weeks, welcome to the 20th episode of Life, Love, and Lipidemia. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. So thanks, Sean. My name is Kevin. So thanks for allowing me to hijack your show again. Thanks. And of course, we have a beautiful lady, the roses among the thorns here. So you have two guys. So so my name is Kevin. So I'm a Singapore registered pharmacist who have returned to Indonesia. I am planning to be registered in Indonesia too. So let's see. So right now, Sean, thank you so much, and really amazing job. 20 weeks. That's really a milestone. I think haven't heard anyone doing this in Singapore. So, but really great job. Yeah. So today we have Sean and Cynthia. So maybe I'll pass it over to Sean and Cynthia. Please give a brief introduction about yourself, and then we'll jump to the exciting portion.
Hey everyone, and hello to all of Cynthia and Kevin's friends as well from Indonesia. Apa khabar? Hello everybody. My name is Sean. So I am a pharmacist as well. A big part of my work is in smoking cessation. So I help people to stop smoking. And at heart, I am a pharmacist, very much so. I practice largely in community. And yeah, I think pharmacists can do great stuff, but together with an entire healthcare team. So I got to know people from different places after conducting this talk show, and Cynthia is one of them. So very happy to have Cynthia here, and Kevin for also coming back to not be a guest now, but to be the host.
Okay, over to you, Cynthia.
Hello everyone, my name is Cyntia Lee. Currently, I'm a registered Indonesian pharmacist. Now I work at the private hospital. I am the head of Department of Pharmacy. Well, not all of pharmacists are nerds. You can see me, right? I'm not nerd.
Definitely not a nerd.
Yeah, I'm not nerd. I'm pretty and I'm fearfully manipulated.
Wow. Good job. That's confident.
I also always love to do working out. Yeah, I'm a gym freak and also healthy food. And I am a master in baking and cooking something from unhealthy into healthy one. So yeah. See, our pharmacists only know the drug and drugs.
Yeah. I find it quite amazing that Cynthia is actually, she's quite a brave lady. And even though when I first asked Cynthia if she wants to come on, she my English is very bad lah. but look at her. She's quite amazing, and she's obviously very seasoned. It takes courage to come onto a show where which is not in your first language. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I hope that one day I can meet every one of you in person, and we can do a lot of things together in the future for the pharmacy, right? 1.1 miles.
We have to beat Nas daily.
Hey, anyway, now
the challenge is on.
Because of the pandemic, we all of us from the different places, right? I'm in Solo, Kevin in Bandung, and you Sean in Singapore. 1.1 kilometers from Solo is just only a zoom away, right?
Yes.
I do not I haven't counted from the Bandung to
Solo.
Singapore. Yeah.
Bandung to Singapore.
Yeah.
Thereabout, I think. But yeah, thank you so much for the brief introduction from the both of you. And yeah, let's jump. And I prepared a special thing for today because I am the hijacker. I'm the host for today. Just a special chance because I get to hijack someone's channel free of charge. Never has it been done before. Okay, but yeah. So actually, I prepared some a glass of trivia questions. We have 5 questions here and another glass of very serious questions. So how should we begin?
Oh man.
Yeah, we can pick one question each, and then let's talk about things, and then heart to heart. Let's make it heart to heart talk, people.
Heart to heart is supposed to be on my show lah, because my show is below
okay.
talk.
Okay.
That's
why it's a combination. That's why it's a combination.
Combi. Yeah, that's why it's a collaboration, right?
Trivia or trivia first?
Trivia.
Trivia. Okay, let's make it light. Okay, trivia it is. Like the coming to 7-month festival. Praying hard. Okay. Okay. Ding. Oh, okay. Okay, easy. So what is your favorite movie of all time and why?
My favorite movie, I guess Meteor Garden lah.
Okay, Cynthia, ladies first. Okay, go.
My favorite movie supposed to be, I think, Meteor Garden, because whenever I saw
Meteor Garden. Hey,
Yeah.
Sean, quick, faster change into Esther hairstyle, and then after that, 道明寺.
No, I haven't right until now. I didn't like the Tao Ming's character. No, not mine.
Not your type. Okay.
Yeah, not my type. But I have someone that I very, very adore in the F4 lah.
Okay.
Yes,
Who is it?
you guess lo.
Victor.
Because you already read my comment lah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But okay,
Victor.
what is in the movie that you really like? What part of the movie?
I really adore Sanjay. Sanjay is very humble one and also strong woman, but she never give up to do anything, and she fights for her family as well and her love. Yeah.
I guess we know where she gets her characteristic from, Sanjay.
But I cannot speak Chinese. Yeah.
It's okay. You're learning.
Yeah, I'm learning now. Maybe if there is someone who will teach me for Chinese, please drop me a hello on my Facebook profile.
Wow. Okay, all the single guys,
in
in case you are not aware, Cynthia is single. So please, in case you're interested and you want to share with her about the beauty of Chinese language, attack. And then you go to her Facebook profile and then just chat her up, and then let's see where things can go. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for shouting me out, Kevin.
And right now we are over to Sean. Sean, please tell us about your favorite movie and favorite movie of all time.
I think similar to Cynthia, it's not a favorite. I don't know if it's a movie.
Okay.
But my favorite show of all time is Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be dumb.
Yeah. No, because it's like I watch it since I grew up, alongside Tom and Jerry and Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's the hero. Yeah. So I like to watch these two, but especially Tom and Jerry, because cartoons are very lighthearted. Then you just watch, don't need to think. Yeah, so fun. Like even right now, right? When I end of work, you go back home, then on YouTube, I don't know how come sometimes my YouTube got suggest Tom and Jerry.
Oh.
But when you just watch it, then no need to think about anything, and it's easier than checking prescriptions.
Yeah, I guess it really happens, right? Whenever we get off work, sometimes I think everyone put on in a way. I'm not saying that we have a mask, but in a way we have a facade that we want to keep when we are actually at work, and when we go back home, we would like to put off that mask on the table and just not be that person. It's very difficult sometimes, to actually maintain that kind of facade all day. I work in a Japanese company. Sorry to take this thing a bit further, but it's been said before. Japanese are a bit of poker face. They said it. They have a word, honne tatemai. So it's like in front of you and then behind. So that the concept is that sometimes at work you have to be professional, and then which is why after work they always have this drinking session called nomikai, and that's when they drink a lot and be themselves. That's their way of communicating and building bonds.
It's quite interesting that in the retail industry, like where I work, right, the retail community pharmacist, you try to bring a blend of both sides, correct? The more like professional look, like at least I look like I know what I'm talking about lah. But yet on the other side, you share a bit about the personal side, and then that makes you come across as also human, but also that you can help the person. So that I think throughout the years, trying to find that balance in my practice has been, one of those things you got to keep working on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what's the point of being too professional when you cannot communicate with the patients at the end of the day, right? The patients resonate to human nature because they are human, and if we are just being a robot or anything else, then it's basically, it defeats the purpose of even proper healthcare. They would not be able to accept any form of healthcare because there is no human touch in it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good start. Okay. Shall we proceed further to a bit of deeper serious question?
Oh man. Oh.
It's on.
Oh no, serious one. Okay. Serious question. I will answer with the silly question, with the silly answer lah.
Okay. Here I have. Oh, I prepared this question and I hope it come out, and it really came out. Okay. Can you share with us what you like and dislike about the social norm in your respective countries? This is this is serious talk, man. Really,
serious.
Because right now we have Cyntia from Indonesia. You've been basically based in Indonesia throughout your life. Sean, you've been based in Singapore throughout your life, and me, I've been based half right now. So I was majority of the time is still in Singapore, so 2/3 of my life, but another third is in Indonesia, and I'm planning to build another. I don't know how long it is going to be like in Indonesia. So I believe that we can have a very, very good discussion on this. And maybe we let's start with like or dislike first. Okay, like.
Like. Easier to start with like.
Yeah. What do you like about the social norm in your respective country? We had Cyntia start first, so Sean, let's go.
Do you want the ladies first?
Do you want to start first?
Sure. Okay, right.
Yeah, go. Okay.
The question is the norms from the perspective of society, right? Which is I dislike.
No, you like first.
Yeah.
You like first.
Oh,
Let's start with you.
Okay. I like the people in Indonesia is very friendly, and they are like easy to help the others and taking care of others, even though you are on the road, on the side of the road, and you have some accident. A lot of people will come to help you. That's the best value that I found only in Indonesia, right? And the things that I dislike for Indonesia is, kepo. They will asking me like, what are you doing now, Cyntia? Because now you are at your late 20s and you are still single. Why you do not get any boyfriend? And that's such a silly question. Like every traditions, a lot of people in my workplace, even though in the gym and my church as well, and sales group, they will always like, "What the hell are you doing? Are you always rejecting all the clients?" No, I'm not rejecting anyone because anyone come to me. I just focus on my project at the hospital. I want to be a good pharmacist, and yeah, I will try my best to be noticed in the international world for the pharmacists as well. So yeah, it's quite annoying for me when people just only asking, better you give me some connection or you introduce me to your social circle so I can get more friends, and yeah, let's see how the things goes. Yeah, that's the norm that I had. Like they always questioning why the single woman and capable woman remain single. That's
Yeah.
so, and also when someone marries and they will ask why you are not having kids soon in the near time, or when will you have the second child, and blah blah blah. Yeah, too much K-pop, and yeah, that's the thing that I had from Indonesia.
Hey Kevin, I think this is the best platform to market Cynthia to
Yeah.
international audience.
Totally. We have international audience. Facebook is international. So this is your chance, Cynthia. You have the light, spotlight.
Spotlight
Okay,
for
but
me.
okay. Cynthia, I do agree with you. Because okay, let's break it down. Like first, okay. I do agree with you that the nature of the Indonesians in general, they are very friendly. They're very nice people, very helpful. I'm not sure why it is, but they are not in a way. Of course, you have seen some ambitious people, but in general, most of them are very nice. They don't really want to eat you up. I've been based in Singapore. Everyday life in Singapore is a bit of a rat race in a way. It's like you're always fighting to survive. But in Indonesia, you don't really necessarily have that kind of lifestyle. It's more relaxed, and people are easygoing.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you at the other point where on the flip side and the dislike portion where because it's in this Indonesian society where women power is still not recognized. I think gender equality still is not really balanced yet in Indonesia. You do get that kind of stereotyping, like Cynthia. Why haven't you get married? Why haven't you have found a boyfriend? Are you problematic? That's why you cannot find a boyfriend or something like that, right?
No.
Am I right to say that, Cynthia? Do you get that?
I'm
Do you
not the
get that
problem.
sometimes?
I'm way too extravagant. I'm way too wonderful, so they cannot handle me. they want to try to make me to put down my crown. Yeah, Well, I'm worth it to someone else better who can handle with my crown lah. Okay.
Yeah, someone who can hold you. I think in Chinese, in Singapore, we always say "hold the two," right? You can hold. Yeah. But that's totally true because I wouldn't push you to find someone just because you are forced by time. But I would really want you to be able to find someone that you can spend life with. I think that's the whole purpose of having a relationship, right?
Yeah.
I was saying that
it's
I think Cynthia will need to find someone who can support her growth as well, because Cynthia has achieved incredible stuff. At this age, I don't want to say what age. She's already a head of department. That's something that very few of us can dream of. And to have someone to support her dreams and to encourage her to keep going without feeling inferior, I think that would be the ideal kind of person for her.
Ah, thank you. And do
I
not
mean
ask
someone
when Sean will get married. He already mentioned that the caption. I forgot. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think everyone just needs to see the title like down there. Yeah.
I mean, I really want to have, Cynthia, I want you to be able to find someone who can encourage you even when you encounter a very, very big challenge. That's someone that, because Cynthia is someone that is going to be facing, I feel, that she'll find a lot of challenges and she needs someone to support her all the way, like, come on, Cynthia, all the way, go. Yeah. I really want you to be able to find someone like that.
I have a big passion and a big dream for the pharmacist. pharmacist hasn't noticed yet to the healthcare society and also the patient. Patient only notice the nurse, the midwives, and also the doctors, right? Our potential as the healthcare seems like nothing. Who are the pharmacists? Who are? They were always like that, and I try my best to branding for myself in the social media platforms, especially to touch the society as much as I can. I started it with my weight loss at the first time, and then I share about my journey and how you should embrace your healthy life to be your daily life, because they find like I will do the strict diet for a short period, and then when I hit my goals weight, and it's done, I can eat a lot more food or the junkies food again like used to be. No, I try my best to keep inspiring in the healthy life, and then I can get more people to ask me like, how do you stay committed to the workout and eat healthy, so I can understand how the patient take a look for their medication as well, from how they taking care about their life, especially when eating. And also, do you like to work out? Most of them never say I like workout. No, that's the big issue with the lifestyle and also on the efficacy of the medication that they took for their life. So
Definitely.
that's me. I try very hard to be a pharmacist.
Don't say try hard, because you're doing your best. Everyone's doing their best, right? Yeah, you're doing your best. So right now, over to you, Sean. What do you like and dislike about the social norm in Singapore? Let's air out the laundry.
Okay, I think in Singapore, it is possible to earn. Wait, I have to phrase this very carefully. The systems that we go through through students and through the school allows you to attain a certain level of competency to perform a certain job. Right? There are opportunities to earn money. There are opportunities to take up different jobs if you're willing to try. Right? You might not get the best pay at the start, but it's possible to slowly climb. Some will take a longer period of time. Some will do it in a quicker period of time. But if you are willing to find, if you're willing to put in the work, then you will be able to move up to a decent level of income. At least it's comfortable, I think. As long as you spend within your means and all that. Because it's like, okay, I remember there was once about 3 years ago, I was a Grab driver for 1 month.
You were driving?
Yeah. So there was 1 year, 1 month that I drove for Grab and Uber both together.
Okay.
Right? Because people say, "Oh, can earn money, right?" So okay, you say can earn money, I go and try, and I don't mind driving people around. It's all that. So it is possible to earn university students' pay, right, by driving Grab and Uber at that time. Now, of course, I'm not sure what the incentives are like, but back then it is possible, but you have to be willing to drive 10, 12 hours a day. Yeah, right. So essentially, if you are your own boss and you are driving, you determine your time. If you work harder, you earn more money. If you are the type of driver that like to go coffee shop and drink kopi, not my coffee talk, but you go and drink kopi, then naturally your income will suffer. Yeah, so I know what it's like to be on the road for 16 hours and very, very sleepy and so dangerous. Since then, I never drive when I'm that sleepy. Yeah, because I just wanted to earn money at that time. And so I know that it is possible. It's whether you're willing to spend that effort and do something that you might be uncomfortable with. Uncomfortable either because you've never done it before, or uncomfortable because you feel like it might hurt your ego. Yeah, some people think that driving these vehicles or this private hire is below their standard.
Demeaning themselves, right?
They're demeaning the job itself. But I think one of the things that that is important is you have to appreciate every job that's around. No matter what, people are providing a service, people are earning a decent living. And I think it's important that we respect that. And that also brings me to the other part of the question is what I dislike or I like less about the social norms. I think people don't demonstrate appreciation enough for other people and other jobs. They might feel it, but they don't openly demonstrate it enough. And as a service professional, that becomes very tricky, right? Because you don't know what people feel, you guess sometimes. And from the person who is giving that appreciation, sometimes it becomes like, I think they know that I appreciate them, but actually nothing beats you actually saying something out. Last night, I was working in the pharmacy. This very, very stern lady came in and she no smile at all. No smile at all. And she asked for a certain product. Her budget, she said, oh, my budget is $20. So I was like, oh, would you like this hand cream? And she said, oh, okay, I'm buying it as a gift for people. I said, okay. So I explained the cream to her and how it can be used and comparing with all the other creams. No smile, nothing at all. In the end, she was so stern, and even my staff were all scared of her. Her budget was 20. She wanted to buy 3 tubes. She ended up buying 12 or 13 tubes. And she came to the pharmacy counter where I was serving another patient. And we were talking about some medications and things like that. And I was saying that, it's very nice to have you here, and thank you for supporting us by buying all the moisturizers. And she wanted to order some more. I said also, she said, are you full-time here? Then I said, oh, no. I set up this store like 10 years ago or 8 years ago when I was full-time. They said, oh, so you're part-time? And I said, yeah. No smile at this point. I was a bit scared of her. I don't know what she's going to ask me also. And then she said, okay, you are different from everyone. Thank you so much for your service. I really appreciate it, because there are different kinds of pharmacists around. There are those who don't do anything. They just tell you what you answer in one word. And then there are those like you, is that you're part-time and you're working so hard. If I write a letter of appreciation, will that do you any good? And
you got a letter of appreciation.
She got my email and she said, how do I write it? Actually, the truth is I also don't know because it's my first month back. So I assume that you have to go online to some portal to submit it. But I mean, at the end of the day, you see, a person who is so stern, a simple word like that, you're an asset to the company. Thank you so much. You are different. Thank you for your service. It's just one line, but it makes a very, very big difference. And I think that if more people not just feel the appreciation, but demonstrate more of that appreciation, I think society will be a really, really nice place.
That totally resonates with me, Sean, because I find that life in Singapore is very, very fast-paced. Sometimes, you feel that you want to appreciate the person for doing something, but it becomes, it is taken for granted at times. Like, you expect the toilet to be clean. If it's not clean, then you say that, oh, the cleaner is lazy or not doing anything, right? It's like, because you feel that you are doing something, so it is everyone else have to be doing something. If they're not doing something, that means something must be wrong. But sometimes it is not as simple as that. People are doing everything the best that they can, but sometimes they meet with certain challenges. They meet with certain issues that prevent them from doing their best. But in its essence, people are still doing their best. Like maybe for the lady that you're talking to, I think maybe she's not very good communicator, but she's doing her best. And I think she took an extra mile, probably from her comfort zone, to even suggest, she would be writing you a thank you note or a appraisal kind of thing, right?
And I also did demonstrate my appreciation back to her for even saying that. I mean, because when you appreciate people and you thank them for doing something like that, it encourages them to do it for other people who have served them well. I mean, if you don't serve a customer well, you don't deserve it. Let's just be honest about it, right? But if you've done your best, if you've provided a decent, maybe slightly above level of value to the customer, it would be nice if she would do that to more people. And by appreciating others and verbalizing or demonstrating that, we are encouraging other people to do it as well.
Yeah. Any comments from that, Cynthia?
No, I also quite inspired by Sean, and I saw his YouTube channel when you help the patient, and I feel like, yeah, not much pharmacists will do some helps to the patient, like you go extra miles to help their life, to save their life, like what Sean did before and on his YouTube channel. I think I will share many more for your YouTube channel about your video when you save your patient's life. So the pharmacist will get, like the spirit to do the best as the pharmacist. And we are the pharmacists, we are also the frontliner.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Cynthia, let's work on that together in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Bringing something from Singapore, from Sean,
Yes.
and then implementing it in Indonesia. Yeah.
Hey, but that's what this whole thing is about, right? I mean, it's people have complained a lot about this COVID-19 and this pandemic thing, but look at what it's brought us, right? The opportunity to speak to each other, to know each other, to collaborate with each other in such a simple way. It's nice to learn from each other.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can do another more serious question.
Hey, Kevin, we have a question. We have some comments there.
Yes. Okay, let's go over to the comment side. Okay, yeah, we have a Taylor who say that Cynthia is very pretty. Who's Taylor? Sean, is it your friend? Taylor is
my friend. Hey, Taylor.
Yeah. And after that, of course, we have Hui Ting. Okay, thank you, Hui Ting. Hui Ting is our great supporter and is Sean's great supporter always, right?
Yeah, very, very pleasure to, very, very honored and very humble to have her watching the show.
Yeah, and then Raymond, nice balloon. Yeah, you did a good job with the design. And Joy Ho, hi Sean.
Hi Joy. Yeah. Joy, everyone. Joy's a psychologist and she does a lot of talks. She does she teaching in psychology. I think her business name is Empathy Works, something like that. Yeah, very, very nice lady. Thank you, Joy. Hello.
And last but not least, we have Frankie, fellow Indonesians.
Hi, Frankie.
Yeah. Sean and Cynthia, are we seeing the future of pharmacists as content creators here? Possibly influencers.
Yes, it is, because especially in Indonesia, it's quite common to be the influencer as the content creator. Yeah, that's why I try my best to do something different from the others. All of the pharmacists always preparing the medicine behind the walls, right? And that is my friend who inspired me to be the influencer at that time, like 2 years ago. Yeah, so he said like, oh, it's quite interesting if the healthcare can self-branding about their self, become a personal branding, and everyone can notice you as a pharmacist or you are the doctor, but not all of the healthcare at that time try so hard to promote themselves as the healthcare.
No, I never actually thought of creating content in this way. It's something, I mean, if you watch some of the other interviews, I said that doing this entire thing is way out of my comfort zone. Yeah, but I think that creating content is important because it lets you, not just for personal branding, but it allows you to share your thoughts with the world. I mean, I've always thought, how do I tell other people how I work, what goes through my mind when I work? And I think it's a perfect platform. There are a lot of pharmacists, not just pharmacists, but a lot of professionals, a lot of colleagues who do great stuff, be it whether you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you're a pharmacist, and a lot of these things are just hidden. There are great people around, but it's hidden. So you're essentially the best kept secret in the world. But why not share the things that you do at work, share the stories that you have at work, and inspire people to realize that there's quite a lot of good in this world.
Yeah. Definitely.
All
Okay.
right.
We have
Next
a
time.
few more. Frankie said
Oh,
hi to us
Hi,
again.
Frankie.
And Raja Lechami.
Hi, Lakshmi. Hey, thanks for tuning. Lakshmi has been on for almost every episode. If you look at every
wow.
episode in the past, she will comment, she will listen. I'm so happy to have known Lakshmi and thank her for her support as well. Lakshmi is a healthcare professional as well.
Okay.
All right, let's go on to our next question.
Serious question again. I think we are ready. The mood is good. We can go do a bit more serious question. Okay. Looks good.
Wow.
Again, something that I hope will come out. If you could turn back time, what would you have done differently? It could be
Okay,
any point in
I will start.
time. Okay,
I will
Sean,
start.
please, Sean.
Okay, if I could turn back time, I would have taken up a sales job much earlier in my life. I would learn marketing and I would learn how to sell. Because right now, where I am, I know how to do that, and I also have healthcare knowledge. But it's difficult. A lot of people have a lot of ideas, but they don't know how to sell an idea. They don't know how to market that idea, and it doesn't come naturally to us as healthcare professionals because we've never been trained to, at least not in Singapore, to sell, to make money. It's always clinical knowledge for the benefit of the patient, which is great. But when you go out, you're not just selling a product or selling medicine or selling a service. You're selling an idea. You're selling a concept. You're inspiring people to be confident or take inspiration in the regimen that's being prescribed. All that requires selling skills. So if I could turn back time, I would have taken up a sales job earlier in my career so that I learned how to do this. And I don't mean like when I graduate, go to a community pharmacy and learn to sell. Because even in a community pharmacy, although sales is one of the targets that is set, but the pressure is not there. The pressure is never the highest in the community pharmacy because it is always the patient first. Yeah. So I wish I learned how to do sales earlier in my career.
Would you say that you'd be interested to change career then, if let's say you could turn back time? Sorry to go in a bit deeper.
Change career meaning not
No,
do
maybe
pharmacy?
not considered pharmacy as a profession. Would you have considered that?
I would still stick to pharmacy as a profession, but I would probably have taken up, if I could, I know the system is slightly different, but if I could learn selling skills, maybe even in a part-time job, all right, and if I could take that skills and supplement the knowledge that I have in healthcare, and that would be a more complete package that I can have to be able to inspire patients. Yeah, because I would say that the reason why I came into pharmacy is because I want to help people. And I think that's similar for many of us who come into whichever healthcare profession, right? You come in because you want to help people. It's how you help people and the skills that you think you require to help people that will make a difference in your practice. So I think that should still be the core for me.
I mean, I do agree. Actually, selling skill is actually very important. I mean, we could say that in pharmacy practice, sometimes, we say that, you don't need selling skill, but the idea of asking patients that, to take a medicine itself, it requires some selling skills because you have to convince them that, this particular tablet is good for you. It's been given, telling them that this is this is good for you. That's all, but not telling them the benefit of what it could do in preventing them from having a more serious condition. That is actually, in its essence, telling them the benefit of this tablet is selling.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to a simple concept of features and benefits, right? What are you telling people? The features of it or the real benefits of why they need to follow the regimen, why they need to take the tablet. I've said on one of, I can't remember which interview, but one tablet 3 times a day is hardly the issue. The reason is, why do they need to take the tablet? If they know that they need to take the tablet for a certain kind of benefit, one tablet 3 times a day is easy. Yeah. It is the reason why they have to follow the regimen. I think that's difficult.
Definitely. Adherence, yeah. How do you make them adhere? Because you need to, I mean, it goes to the movie. It's actually one of my favorite movie. Let me answer the question earlier on. But my favorite movie is Inception. Inception is an idea is where, you use the smallest, the simplest of everything, and you actually sell it to someone, and the idea flourishes. That's the beauty in it, if like you're telling a patient, when they have diabetes, what is if let's say the end goal is, you tell them that, if you don't take care of your condition well, you're gonna have to end up, being unable, having legs amputated, body parts amputated, and then you cannot spend time with family, and that kind of idea actually scares them. That could actually benefit, and it's a hard way of selling, right? It's a scaring way of selling, but if it works for the patient and it resonates with the patient, where the patients would like to spend time with their family, that works, and that could actually push them to take the medicine and take care of themselves better.
So that becomes a skill in itself, right? Because you have to know when you should use this kind of, if you don't take this medicine, your leg will be amputated, versus a softer approach, or versus how do you find that nice balance in between, because different styles will work for different kinds of people. There are some people where you say, you don't do this, your leg will get amputated, or high chance your leg will get, they say, are you cursing me?
Yeah, totally, Sean. That's totally
correct.
True.
And similar when you like now you have to sell your ideas to clients, etc. It's hard selling. It has a place, but it has to be used very carefully. And all these kinds of skills that we're talking about, right? We don't learn that in pharmacy school, at least not in my pharmacy school. These kind of things that if you just work every day and you don't reflect enough about your practice and the purpose of the job that you are in, it doesn't come to you naturally as well.
Agree.
Yeah.
I got it from on the job training when I was doing sales, and it wasn't easy because when I was doing sales, I faced a lot of objections from the doctors, and it wasn't easy. I mean, like for example, telling them that my medicine actually works, they say no, in practice I don't feel it that way. So sometimes it's also a matter of perspectives, having them to see your point of view. But let's go over to Cyntia right now. Cyntia, tell us, what do you want to do differently if you could turn back time?
I will learn about, become the content creator. I will pick the nuts daily. But for sure, I will stick to be pharmacist. Even though I will think like, I want to be a dentist actually at the first time, or become
she has
fashion
great smiles.
designer.
Fashion designer.
Yeah. Because at
How
that
about
time,
a baker?
Yeah, at the time I was very, very obese and ugly as well. But the simply way I want to be someone who can put a smile to someone else's face. So at that time I think, okay, my parents do not want me to be a fashion designer. So I asked them, can I be a dentist? They said no. We want you to be a pharmacy. So I was like, oh, what the hell? So I will do my best to respect them as my parents. And at that time, it's very, very hard time for me to learn all the medicine, the chemistry, organic chemistry, the reaction, and so on like that. And I had to be in the laboratory. But when I have my professional pharmacist degree, I find like, the patient needs us to understand about why they should take the medicine regularly, and is there any bad effect to them, like the side effects? Is it always will be the kidney damage to everyone when they took a lot of medicines? And I think I can put a smile to my patients at that time. Anyway, fun facts. Actually, I was took the major in the industrial pharmacy. But yeah, I love to be in the hospital for now, but I do not know for in the future. I think I will be maybe in the influencer as a pharmacist. Yeah.
Now, one of the things that like what Cynthia said, it's talking about the side effects. It is seldom the side effects of the medicine, right? It's really the impact of the side effect on the person's life that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some patients, they really hate gastrointestinal kind of side effects, even though it's a common side effect. It's the most common. They don't like getting diarrhea, and then it really affects them so badly, right? Even though it's maybe to some people it's simple. How a drug affects one patient to another patient differs, and yeah, I guess it's also a bit of a situation where we need to understand our patients better, and it's a lot of communication at play, I guess. Cynthia, would you have moving on to that question portion where you say that your parents wanted you to do something. I guess it's a bit of a social norm in Indonesia also that as a girl, sometimes parents have say no, you do this, you do this. How do you respond to that kind of social norm? And I mean, would you want to turn back time and then try to change that social norm, and are you okay with it right now? Because you wanted to be a fashion designer, but your parents didn't want you to become one. And you actually, in a way, lose that is your aspiration, but you gave up your aspiration for the happiness of your parents, or for the satisfaction in that sense for them, or for their sense of security, because they want you to be successful in life. So they think that being a pharmacist is one of the way that you could secure your future. How would you answer to that?
I think for this norm, I won't try to change my parents.
You won't.
I won't, because my value, I won't try to change anyone. Even also in my social life, I do not want to change my friend, because the only one who can change their self is their self, not somebody else, right? If someone say, I want to get slim, I want to get pretty, but they do not do anything, if I try my best, you should buy some makeup, you should buy some skincare, you should go to the gym, but they never follow my advices, what can I do? So in the future, if I have the privilege to be a parent, I won't push my children to be someone that I want. They can choose whatever they want. And I think the discussion will be better between parents and children. I find like Asian parenting never try to listen their children as well as the Western one.
So it's either the kids push through and barge their way through.
I think it's
your case. Your case.
Huh?
Is it your case?
I think it's your case. I think it's Sean's.
Could you tell us a bit more, since you are doing you're giving this comment?
No, I think there are a lot of things that most parents would want their kids to study hard and get good grades in school. I spend a lot of time playing squash in school. Yeah, so it's of course plenty of times I was asked to quit squash because it was taking over my life. You think about it, 13 years old I joined squash, 14 years got into the national side, 15 years old I was training 9 times a week, and at least 15, 20 tournaments that time. So it's taught me so much, but you don't see the value of these things. Now, do I know how far I will go in squash? I also don't know. But squash got me very, very far, taught me values. And I think it's sport. One thing about sports, if you're guided in the right way, it teaches you values more than anything. Yeah, and squash gave me a platform for for confidence, for a platform for learning determination, and it kind of helped in studies as well to get me into schools that I want. Otherwise, I would not have been, with my grades, not good enough to get into many schools. With my grades alone, probably not strong enough to get into pharmacy. And I say that on I don't have, like, for sure, I know that squash helped me, but it's one of those things, right? You push your way through, and basically not being very nice to your parents.
I guess it's a balance at the end, right, Sean and Cynthia?
Yeah. Oh, it is. And one thing about, because for us in Singapore, it's the O-level system or the A-level system, right? So 6 months before O-levels, I really hang up my racket and I really studied and studied and studied. It's overnight at the airport plenty of times. Yeah.
In case Cynthia is wondering, Singaporeans go to the airport to study because free aircon, free charger, very quiet.
I see. Also, there are a lot of foods, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of food, and we always
and
occupy Starbucks.
sometimes.
We always occupy McDonald's, KFC. Buy one drink for the whole day.
Student budget.
Yeah, student budget. Student meal. Sean, remember student meal. Sure,
you can get some discount, right? As a student meal.
Yeah. We do. We have I think about $4.50 or $4 kind of meal for the student meal.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Let's go to the comment side, shall we? We have Antien. Let's thank Let's talk about Lashmi first. Lashmi say no lah. She hasn't been supporting you, but you know it. She's been supporting you all along. So Lashmi, thanks a lot. And then Wang Antien. Hi Cynthia. So
yeah.
So and then after that we have Justin. Okay, Justin also a great supporter of Life Love Lipidemia. So Justin is right now he's a full-time lecturer with Temasek Poly, and of course he's saying that congratulations Sean, and another achievement unlocked. Okay, I'm an awesome host. Thank you, thank you.
Yay!
Yeah. Justin say I'm an awesome host. Thank you. So Cynthia, nice to have you sharing your thoughts and ideas.
Yeah, what many people don't really know about Justin is he's a very committed lecturer. I know Justin because we teach the pharmacy technician program, the night class, from the PSS or the Pharmaceutical Society of Singapore. But another reason why I appreciate Justin so much, Justin is actually the second guest of Life, Love and Lipidemia. At the time when we were not streaming this show to everyone, it was just to a small group of 15 or 20 students. It's not easy to find guests to come on the show, right? And Justin very, very kindly agreed when a few people actually said no. So I'm always very grateful because he supported the show when many people wouldn't.
Justin's the best. I think maybe next time, once you come back, let's have Justin over as the host. Okay, Lashmi, great takes away from the entire series. Okay, and back to Frankie. Frankie, this conversation triggers us to rethink about how we should prepare university students and help them to choose the right course, not only to get a job that prepares them for a vocation. And that's definitely true. I think in our generation, before we start, when we were preparing for our universities, it's oftentimes that we focus on the fact that what can give our parents push us to go for something that gives us security, stability, rather than not asking us or kind of like brainstorming with us about what we like. I mean, it's not to it's no one's to be blamed about this, but it's just how the society has been like during their period of time. They are always looking for some sort of stability and security, and they wanted to give us the same stability and security that they couldn't have. And in our generation, when we are in so much so like we are already so much exposed to this stability and security, we wanted to have something better for our children or for our future generations to find what they want. Yeah. Great. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and Frankie, And also old age question on what should be the focus of pharmacy education. Wow. Sean and Cynthia, you guys are okay. Cynthia, your department head. How do you what do you tell your staff about, or your fellow pharmacy colleagues about the focus of pharmacy education?
Actually, I have some student, the pharmacy technician who has like training and internship at my hospital as well. It's been like 3 years. I become their lecturer in the hospital setting, and I always tell them you should study well, but
Okay. I think we need to screenshot this. Oh, this is so cute.
Hello, Cynthia. Hello.
Cynthia, are you okay? I think there is some sort of lagginess, but
Yeah.
okay, let's wait for Cynthia to answer that. But over to you, Sean. What do you think is the focus of pharmacy education?
What do I think is the focus, or what do I think should be the focus?
What do
Hang
you
on,
think
now
should be the focus?
Let's do this. Yeah.
okay.
Oh yes, she's back.
Hey, she's back. She's
It's a
back.
technical issue. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I
no
was
worries.
like my Wi-Fi start from
Yeah,
the morning. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. When did I gone? I forgot the line sentence. I just
You were lecturing your students.
yeah, a student. Okay. Yeah, I always tell them that they should see in the word and always updating themselves about the news and also the regulation as well in Indonesia for sure. And yeah, you should understand about what the patient needs, not only about our standard as a pharmacy technician or pharmacist. Yeah. And they in Indonesia for the student, most of them just only feel enough. They get from the college and from the local pharmacist association, like the workshop, the seminar. It is more than enough for them. But I told them, you never see the word. See,
it's one of those things that during one of my conversations with one of the pharmacy managers, and the students were asking her, what does she look out for, when hiring pharmacists. She says she's not interested in people who work all overtime or OT. Yeah, and she always encourages people to go out and see the world and to gain perspective, to volunteer, to do something, to join convention planning, because it gives you perspective of what else is happening other than your technical knowledge. And having your technical knowledge and knowing your place in society where you can use your technical knowledge to contribute, that's equally important. Yeah, a lot of times we just focus so much on the side effects and the pharmacology of it, which is important because that is our expertise. But how do we most efficiently use that expertise in a place that makes sense for us? That's all about trying different things and being willing to do something outside of pharmacy. Yeah, and I think that's important for me. The gaining perspective of what community is, not like community pharmacy, but what society is.
yeah.
Oh, that's the time. I'm sorry, Sean. When you're in Indonesia, we get what's that? A lot. We have a lot of mosques, so you can hear the background sound. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
Now outside of my house is another mosque, so you could potentially hear it. But just nice, my room is a bit of soundproofing, so you can't really hear. But it's everywhere.
It's quite interesting. It's quite interesting because my place is actually right beside a mosque, but I really don't hear this very often or even at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, coming back to Indonesia is also a big change for me because reason being, in Singapore, being a Chinese descent, I'm a majority. Coming back to Indonesia, I became a minority because Indonesian Chinese in Indonesia only make up 5% of the total population. But it doesn't. I think it's one good thing about Indonesia is that I really liked it that the country is built on the base of everyone born in Indonesia being an Indonesian rather than being categorized in Singapore by your race. Yeah, so there is no kind of like everyone is Indonesian. So that's one of the beautiful things. So when we go overseas and then we meet someone who speaks Indonesian, then like there's a homely feeling to it. Yeah. Okay.
It's just like how when you go to another country and you hear someone talking Singlish, right, or speaking Singlish. Wow,
Yeah.
this person.
Agree. The language connects us and the accent. Okay. And then your mom.
Huh? Yeah.
Your mom.
I think she when I saw my mom's comment, then I held back on my comments a bit more. Cannot share too much.
It's like, I'm listening. No food for you for tonight. Stand outside. Yeah. And of course, Cynthia, over to you. This is Ivan, your friend.
Yeah, hello Ivan.
Okay. So Ivan is a Singaporean who's Cynthia's friend. And then back to Lechmi. Most welcome. And Lechmi also said that Sean is an awesome host and also his guests are awesome.
Thank you.
And Justin, it was his pleasure. And Sean, you started an interesting idea, and the least that he could do is to give you the support. And I can no, Justin, you can definitely win as the host, hands down. Justin is also the secretary. Is he the honorary secretary of PSS, right? If I'm not mistaken.
And PSS is the Pharmaceutical Society of Singapore. Yeah, for some who might not be aware.
Yeah.
I'm aware, though. I know.
Oh.
I feel like Singapore now.
that when he say I aware, though, she sounded like a Singaporean for a second.
Because, some of our friends, actually, someone would type hi before. Yeah, he grew up in the state and always complaining my Singlish lah. Why you speak Singlish? You're supposed to speak in proper English. Oh, okay. Because every once a week I will have some meeting prayer with pharmacists as well as Frankie and Jackson Lim, Jamie Hong, and all of them are Malaysia and Singaporean. So it affects a lot to my English. Yeah.
It's actually, Cynthia, you I think you are doing a great job. You are using this as a experience. Actually, I see that you're using this as a, and you are not afraid to make mistake. There are some people who once they make a mistake, they pull back even more and they just don't expose themselves and they don't push themselves to the limits. But you're different. You push yourself to the limits even if you don't you make a mistake. It's okay, right? And you just learn from it.
I have all of you, right? You are my grammar checkers now. Yay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it is a big factor on whether you actually manage to achieve something that you want to achieve, right? Because along the journey, you will get knocked down at some point. And it's about like what Cynthia is doing, taking a risk, coming onto a show that's not in her primary language.
Yeah.
And trying, and she can only get better from here. And by the way, it is not even like broken or anything. It's totally understandable. And some of the comments are actually very, very deep thoughts and very deep comments expressed in a very, very clear way. So it's more than understandable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not her primary language, and me coming back to Indonesia, I had a bit of adjusting because the whole country operates on Bahasa Indonesia, and it's not my. It really, I mean, English is not the. Basically, Indonesia is ranked by EF as considered as poor English literacy country. So because of that, I also it took me a bit of time, and also talking to people, getting my ideas across. Sometimes because my brain works in English and Chinese and also Hokkien, so it takes a bit of time to process things. And it's totally understandable, Cynthia. And fantastic. And frankly speaking, you're doing a great job.
Except I will speak in Bahasa or maybe in Japanese. Everyone won't understand.
But at the end of the day, in our practice, it just comes down to being understood, right? Some people say, should it be perfect English or Singlish? Is Singlish right or wrong? That kind of thing, So I think the important thing is actually to be able to adapt. to who you are speaking to. If I have a patient or a customer who is like typically local, and if speaking Singlish allows me to connect better, I speak Singlish. If I have a patient who speaks very, very fluent, very, very straight, very, very formal kind of English, I can do that as well. So I think that the adaptability is very important on the front lines, and it's if you can speak both different types of English, of course that helps, right? But the primary purpose is really to be understood, and if you can be understood, then you're okay, because English is not even the I don't think it is the number one spoken language in the world.
It is.
There are many.
No,
Okay. Let me rephrase that. There are many people speaking English in other parts of the world, other than in the US or the UK. I think that's a better way of phrasing it. Yeah, and everyone has a different accent. At the end of the day, is to be understood.
Agree. And I mean, to that point also, I believe that the accent and also tone of the language is another form of rapport building for our clients, for our patients. It's basically exactly what you say. If I'm a native English speaking person, and I actually talk to a patient who's actually speaking in Singlish, I wouldn't be able to get my points across. That's basically horrible, and it goes the other way around. Imagine you have a Singapore Prime Minister speaking Singlish at a WHO meeting or something like that. So that's basic, not WHO, kind of like a United Nations meeting. So it's basically, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Frankie is saying that we've been teaching your cell group thing. Everyone's been teaching you the colloquial accent, which is the Singlish. But it's okay. Cynthia is able to blend in, and then after that, she can get her point across, and that's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I'm fantastic. I'm wonderful.
Okay.
I hope my staff won't see me lah. Oh my gosh.
Let's move on to the trivia question again. Okay. What is your hobby and why?
Oh, okay. For me, I know very clearly. My hobby is definitely playing squash. Yeah, it's.
You were saying, sorry to cut you, but you were saying that this squash taught you a lot of values. Can you tell us a bit more about it? I'm very interested to hear about it, because I'm not a sports person at all. I have very bad hand-eye coordination.
Okay, so I picked up squash at 13, and I picked up squash because I was kicked out of the badminton trials. I wanted to get into the badminton school team, but I didn't manage to get in. So at the end of the trials, I actually told the coach I want to stay and fight for my place. And the coach said, "Oh, don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Go and join another CCA." So
he was very blatant about it. He was very blunt about it.
Straight to my face.
You were 13.
13. And in my first month in school.
Wow.
Yeah, so secondary school at that time. So I joined squash because I thought my dad knows how to play, and then he can teach me a little bit. So, but at the end of the day, you have to fight for your place in the team. You have to keep fighting. You have to keep improving, and it's I think probably one of the largest values I've learned is learning to be always improving. Like, you have to be uncomfortable to get to a different level. Yeah, it's when I always give the example of how you run 10 laps already. Everyone can run 10 laps. The 11th lap feels like a stretch that you have to push yourself further. And when your legs are burning, you have to tell yourself one more round, one more round, one more round. And being comfortable with that one more round, very soon 11 laps becomes normal for you, while everyone else is stuck at 10 laps. And this are just some of the many values, and you learn a lot from defeat as well. I cried a lot of times when I lost because I hate to lose last time. Not that I like to lose now, but now I just accept it better. I did not like to I could not handle the humiliation of losing because my pride and my ego also quite up there. Yeah, but I learned to understand losing. I learned to understand defeat, and I learned to understand that when I lose, the next day when I go back into the court and train, sometimes on my own, I will push myself harder so that I become better, and I don't like that feeling again. That's what drove me as a kid. And now every time you do something and you do work, especially when you have a certain level of ambition to try things that you are not familiar with, you will get knocked down from time to time. I mean, if you've watched the episodes of Life, Love, and Lipidemia, you know that at the start, everything was very shaky, things go wrong here and there, but you still push through. And at the end of that, you ask yourself how you can become better. And that's the work that goes in when no one is looking, because the only time when you perform is when you are in a competition and everyone's watching. And they say, wow, good player. But when people say, hey, good player, nobody sees what happens behind the scenes. And it's a lot of having to stand back up from losing. So I learned how to win with humility. I learned how to lose and come back stronger. So that's why squash means so much to me. And when I coach students now, I try to share those same values with them.
Are you guys able to hear the prayer from my side? No, okay. But it takes time because they are in Indonesia. When you are in Solo, there's a specific time for the prayer, and in Bandung, there's a bit slight, a few minute differences. Yeah. Cynthia, over to you. What is your favorite hobby?
My hobby is reading a book, especially the self-improvement book. Yeah. One of my favorite book currently is okay, there's the voice.
Yeah, that's the afternoon prayer. It's okay, Cynthia.
Is it okay? Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Yeah, okay. My favorite book now is from Mark Manson. I like the subtle art for not giving. I'm sorry, I'm not saying.
I'm not giving a what? Okay.
I'm not giving.
Yeah.
Because the book is quite nice. Mark Manson taught us everything that you give. Yeah, like that. It means like you keep overthinking about it, right? If you keep overthinking about it, is it worth value your time, your effort, or is it added? Is giving you a value in your life? If not, just forget it and move on to something that will give you some values. So the book is quite interesting for me. I find like I have some rubbish in my life that I give it too much to think. Meanwhile, that things never give me some values, some good values as well. Just only give me the stressor and worry thing. So yeah, now I can priority my proper things in life. So I love to read a book, and as well I love to do some vlogging.
What's that?
Vlogging is like vlog. Do you know the vlog? Vlog is like you documenting your
vlog.
Yeah.
Video
Vlogging.
Video blogging, vlog.
Yeah, video blogging. Yeah, that's quite
vlog.
I heard vlogging.
I thought it's like yeah, something like that. Then her hand movement is like.
Oh, I'm embarrassing myself now.
It's okay. To that point, actually, Cynthia and Sean, both of you are becoming sort of like a celebrity in our pharmacy circle. And, we have seen cases where, public figures or those influencers, they get a lot of backlash from certain scandals. I'm not saying that, they don't know how to deal with it, but they are having many followers, many than us. But at your point in time right now, in your shoes, have you experienced a situation where you have had a personal, you have had an encounter where people are discouraging you or saying bad things about you, and how do you handle it?
Yes, actually a lot lah. I got a lot of like haters now.
You have a
But
lot of haters.
Wow.
yeah, already. Especially in my hospital, some of them will think, isn't that quite crazy? She always do some video blogging, some, like doing the pillow talk. What is pillow talk? They will always questioning me like, did you get some money from it? I said, yeah, not yet, but I try my best to be a good pharmacist in social media, because now you see in this pandemic, only social media will help you to push your sales. Yeah, I sell myself now. I brand my personal branding. So how I handle with the haters, I will just think for like a few seconds, is it matter to give me some improvement? If not, well, move on. If I have some haters, it means I do something. If I do not have some haters, I do nothing.
Wow. Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Over to you, Sean. You still haven't reached the Ask Cynthia's
Different
level of
level, different
difficulty.
level.
A different level. But Sean,
No, I don't think I have received anyone who's like hating me, but I think a lot of people question why does he bother to do something like this? Yeah, and is it worth
I
the
guess it's
time?
a very Singaporean thing, right? What do you get out of this?
Yeah,
People will ask you, like, what's the benefit for doing this, right?
and actually not really, because
Oh, no.
not really much of the benefit, like in terms of money or anything. I mean, I have had opportunities because people see me present myself in front of everyone. People know my thoughts, and I have opportunities to share my ideas with other groups of people. But I think a lot of it is why does he even bother? What's he trying to do? And it is one of those things that actually crossed my mind after I decided to put this show up for everybody, because I have never been very much the kind of person who likes to come on live and looking for fame and that kind of thing. As I wanted to be successful as a kid, I didn't want to be famous. Yeah, so I knew that if I put myself out and share my thoughts with the world, because I really wanted to, as we spoke about earlier, to let people see through my eyes how I view my work, and maybe that would help them be happier at their work. So you have to weigh the the risks and the benefits. Yeah, it's such a pharmacy thing, but
Cost benefit.
yeah. So coming on and putting myself out is a risk, and I understand that if I do that, I am opening myself to a world of comments, and I'm opening myself to a world of people who disagree with my thoughts and disagree with the type of work that I'm trying to do. And that is a consequence of doing the kind of work that I do and sharing the thoughts that I share. Because I always say, what's the alternative? I don't do any of this. I keep my thoughts to myself. I keep the brilliance of my guests to themselves. And what's going to change in society? Nothing much. So if this happens to be a platform where people can come and share something important to them and inspire somebody to be more alive and be happier at work from wherever they are. I mean, if you're happy at work, can you be happier? Possible, right? Then I find this to be something that I have to deal with. And yeah, that's the way I see it. It's what's the alternative, right? The alternative is keeping quiet and keeping everything to myself. Yeah, took a bit of courage, but I'm glad that we've come to 20 episodes now, and I'm very, very pleased with the show.
If you change nothing, nothing will change.
Yep. Hey, Kevin, we actually have a question in the chat.
Yes. Okay, let's go one by one first. Baldoza Siu Yong. So agree with Sean. Proving.
Hi, Siu Yong. Siu Yong is one of the students in my night class, also Justin's student.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
Pharmacy Tech student.
pharmacy tech student, very, very hardworking. I was very impressed at the point when we conducted her assessment. It's a clear example of how working hard, willing to put in the effort will get you good results. Yeah.
Good job. Okay, and then we have two of Cynthia's supporter, Annie and Grace. Hi, Cynthia, from YouTube side, yeah. And after that, moving on, last but not least, we have Juliana Wijaya. So, what do you think is the biggest problem for pharmacists in this pandemic era? So maybe let's have Cynthia, because Cynthia is in the front line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Juliani
she's
is my
managing a
friend in
hospital.
college, though. Actually, Juliani. Hello, Yuli.
Oh,
Yeah, she is my classmate and as well my inner circle in Surabaya. You know. Yeah.
so you're in Solo.
No, in
Solo,
Surabaya. Surabaya.
Oh, you
Because
were
I took my
educated.
college. Yeah. When in the
UGM.
university. No. My university is Surabaya University.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, Surabaya University is quite great.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of pharmacy schools in Indonesia, Sean. I was shocked because in Singapore we only have one. Either you graduate from one or you don't graduate. You graduate from overseas. So there's a lot of different circles. So yeah, okay, yeah, Cynthia. What's your take on the biggest problem as for pharmacists?
All of the pharmacists, especially in Indonesia, they always have the same opinion and the same mindset to face the pandemic. How can I get enough supply for the medicine, either for PPE, to the patient or to the healthcare frontliners, fellows? I think that's true, but most of them forgetting that we should taking care of the patients. We should taking care about the medication evaluation, right? Because in this pandemic, there are no cure yet found, and also the vaccine as well. But how can you reach out your patient when they cannot come over to your pharmacy? Everyone forget to think how can we connect with the patient. Everyone talking about the telepharmacy, right? Especially in Singapore as well and everywhere in the world. They're talking about the telemedicine and telepharmacy. But is the patient understand how to use the technology? Is the technology is enough for us to get their heart, to touch their heart, so they will follow the medication instruction? Yeah, their others get higher or become lower during this pandemic. We never know. If a lot of people in Indonesia as well, they always marketing their supplement, their multi-level marketing supplement project as, this is the cure for the COVID-19. You can get safe, and this is the herbal medicine for the COVID and blah blah blah. Even also there is the virus tag, name tag, and you put the necklace. I find where is the pharmacist?
We have our Ministry of Pertanian. It's a Ministry of Agriculture. So they started pushing for this particular
into a necklace
anti-COVID. It's a tag. You put a bit of a kind of like herbal stuff, and it's antivirus, and then they're just trying to sell it.
Yeah, actually, it's just eucalyptus essential oils. It's quite crazy.
Oh,
and not all pharmacists think that this is matter. Okay, connection.
Okay.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah.
Not all pharmacists consider about the things. Yeah, I learned many physicians.
Okay, and that is the connection.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, one thing that I've realized, Sean, after coming back, Singapore is very much advanced in terms of healthcare IT infrastructure. You have a hospital information system, you have clinic information system, you have a lot of this information system. But in Indonesia, you see, even Cynthia and I, we are in different cities, and the internet connection can be so different. Even though both of our cities are considered major cities, so we have a lot of these kind of issues. And sorry to take the floor from you, Cynthia, but even products access in Java is very different. Cynthia is over at Central Java. I'm over at West Java. So I get better products access as compared to Cynthia. Because I'm nearer to the big manufacturers and the headquarters. Because in the whole of Java Island, we have 100 million people. That's 20 times Singapore. So imagine, just now Cynthia was mentioning about PPE, personal protection equipment. That alone is not sufficient. There was one point in time when we don't have sufficient. People were just producing it without even testing it. It's just we have all those confectionery people who produce clothes, and then they were just making this personal protection equipment without any QC. Sometimes in Indonesia, we are facing this kind of issue. It's not so structured like Singapore.
And do the consumers demand a certain level of QC, or are they happy to get their hands on something whether or not it is QC?
I think the later part, the second part, right, Cynthia? Right. Most patients they are not educated enough to know whether it's QC or not QC.
I see. Yeah.
They are at that.
They just believe what the influencer says.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be the
influencer. Yeah. That's only need the influencer to market your products, and done. Boom.
Yeah. Because the country is so big and there is a lot of fragmentation. So sometimes even a social media marketing person can even sell certain stuff, and then you can sell it.
Oh wow! Well, but that also means that there is an opportunity for the right kind of influencer to sell the right kind of ideas and the right kind of products. Correct? If that is the game, then the key is how do you get into the game and use it for what we perceive or what we believe and what we know is qualified knowledge and qualified information.
Agree. That's totally true.
Yeah.
Okay. But over to you, Sean. What do you think is the biggest problem for pharmacists in this pandemic era? In Singapore, for example, maybe.
The biggest problem for pharmacists in the pandemic era. I wouldn't think so much of calling it a problem, but I think it is not leveraged. How do I phrase this? Okay, the pandemic has changed a lot of things. All right, and when in the world of speaking and training, a lot of people call it a reset, because technology suddenly comes into place where everybody is forced to communicate on different kinds of platforms. So have you taken advantage of this reset to enhance your influence, to show people what you can do, and to spread your knowledge and to spread your services? Because if what we are doing right now is reacting, so people want this, I get this. People want this, I get this. You're just plugging holes, but you're not growing. You're not expanding quickly enough. And at a time, if you are slow, then there will come a point where, not there will come a point, you will always be lagging behind, because everyone will move ahead. So what I hope to see for pharmacists is really to use this to show the public or to show the community what your skill sets are. Spread your knowledge, and because you do have knowledge. I mean, come on, you've gone through so many years of training, you've seen enough things, you know what issues your community is facing. If you don't know, by the way, you should really go and find out. Okay, but assuming that you know what your community is facing, why don't you use this as an opportunity to share these ideas, share this knowledge in a much bigger way than ever? You know, so I mean, on my part, the fact that everyone can come and chat with us, this is my little way of contributing to society and for me to the profession, right? Because it's something that is, I think it's important, something that means a lot to me, but uncomfortable at the start. Yeah. So if I can do something like this and I can last 5 months, and by the way, it's going to be many more episodes after the break. Yeah. You know, imagine if everyone in whichever community you are in Indonesia or in Singapore, or any part of the world, if you take a look at the situation and ask yourself, what else can I do to serve my community? You'll find that there are plenty of things that you can do. Or you can take the alternative, which is to react. A hole comes, you plug the hole. A hole comes, you plug the hole. No stock, then I go and find the stock. How about predicting what people might want in the future and serve those needs? Yeah, and I actually got this idea from Joe Alessandroni. I can't remember which episode he was on. He's a bartender. And to him, exceptional hospitality is part predicting what the customer wants, making them feel safe, making them feel assured. And then the products will eventually come by, right? Then the face mask and all that. In Singapore, we have reusable face masks. We have masks that are being sold at the pharmacy. So it probably is not so much an issue of access to these products. So then when they come into the pharmacy and they ask you for the mask, is it really about whether there is stock or no stock? Or should you as a pharmacist go one level up and provide them the assurance that things will be okay? Then the product supports that level of assurance that you are giving them. So it's a different angle or a different level of value that you can offer. So I mean, in essence, I think the biggest problem really is, have you made use of the situation in a good way, right? Not like in a negative way, but have you made use of the situation to serve your community in a better way, in a different way that you were not able to do before?
Or alternatively, I would think also, to add on to what you say, maybe the biggest problem is to think that everything is a problem. Why not think about the opportunity that comes with it? Focus on the opportunity.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, great. Yep, and over to Su Yong. Su Yong say that, Sean, you're a good teacher.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Frankie said, even in his hometown in Samarinda, it's in the middle of the jungle, he'll experience more internet connection problem. Yeah, actually, it's pretty true, because he's over at the other islands. We are Cynthia and myself. We are still in the main island, the big one. So we have in all things all considered, we still have the better infrastructure. Yeah, and Justin also said that he also agreed that, and he remembers the quote by Winston Churchill, never let a good crisis go to waste. And he sees so many opportunities in COVID-19, and this coffee chat is just one of it.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you.
Yep. So, shall we go for one last trivia? I think trivia should be trivia serious. Which one do you guys prefer?
Trivia.
Trivia? Yeah, trivia. Okay, let's do one last trivia question. Okay. Oh.
What is
it's really trivia. What is your favorite food and beverage, and how do you come about to like it? Very, very simple. Very trivia.
Favorite food and beverage.
Something that you must have. Really, really
Well,
must. Your soul
must have.
soul food. Like, in Japanese, their soul food could be ramen. Really must eat.
For me, it's two things: pizza and potato chips.
Oh, pizza and potato chips, junk food.
Yeah, I know it's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, one of the things that I really cannot teach is nutrition. I once did a nutrition program, and I have like 5 nutritionists on my team, and every time they ask me, "Oh, what's your favorite food?" I say, when I'm hungry, I'll just open a pack of chips or eat pizza. And that time, I always tell myself I can sustain it because you're training so much, right? The metabolism is so high. But of course, now we train much less. And they're like, no, you cannot do that. You must have a plate. You must cut into half. You must cut into half. 1 portion veggie, 1 portion meat, 1 portion don't know what. Yeah, I'm like, okay. So then end up they go and teach the program, and I do logistics. I set up the table.
How do you come about to like it? Because is there certain reason why you like potato chips and pizza so much?
I think for me, potato chips and pizza these are things that I usually take when I am relaxing. When I am watching a show, or when I like to think I have nothing to do. Actually sure have, but I like to think I have nothing to do. Then I will eat these things, and it is a very, I don't eat chips when I am very heavy into my work and when I'm very, very focused.
So it's more comfort food, like relaxing mood food.
Very much a comfort food for me. Very, very much. Yeah. So yeah, when I eat that, I'm usually very happy. Oh, another thing that makes me very happy, ice cream.
Oh, wow. Ice cream.
Yeah. When things are going very, very well, I eat ice cream. When things are really, really horrible, sometimes you have a really terrible class, no one is interacting, no one is listening, people are sleeping. And at the end, as a trainer, you feel bad as well, and your mood is really down. And I'll eat ice cream, and it cheers me up.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's really trivia. Over to you, Cyntia.
Me, actually, my favorite food, chicken breast and vegetables.
Because she's
Both the 2 components, should be on my plate every day. But on weekend, I would like to have the fried rice or Indomie goreng.
Yeah.
I love Indomie.
I had Indomie for
Anyway,
lunch.
fun fact, all of the Asian young pharmacist groups, the delegates who came last year, they all always have the Indomie party every night. And that the things should I do with them next year in FAPA. I hope I can. And my favorite drinks, actually, same with the son, I like ice cream. Just the simple ice cone from the McD. Soft serve ice cream McD. If for the higher brand, the prestige brand, I would like the Haagen-Dazs. But for me, the most comfortable thing is soft serve from McD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has Indomie? Everyone has Indomie, right?
Sean, have you been influenced by the Indomie goreng, or are you still the Maggi me? Indomie. A lot more MSG probably. That's why it's so nice.
If you eat a lot of MSG, you will getting smarter and smarter.
I think so.
Oh, I guess. Okay, I don't want to say that.
You're gonna say it's the Indonesian thing.
Yeah. We should all be healthy, and we should watch our diets and eat healthy food.
Yeah. And last comment from Lakshmi. Teachers Day is coming, so Sean, probably you're gonna get a lot of things for Teachers Day since you're a great teacher.
Hasn't happened.
Okay. But,
everyone should get something. I mean, it's in most of our kind of work, we are all teachers in some way. Yeah.
Agree. Justin said there is an Indomie ice cream. Yeah, Indomie ice cream. Yes, there's an Indomie ice cream.
Really?
Yes, there is.
Oh.
We have an Indomie potato chip.
I'm very proud of
Indomie
Indonesia.
ice cream. Anything Indomie, a lot of Indomie. We even have a Nike. There is a Indomie Nike shoes. Indomie with the Indomie kind of like colors. Yeah, so it's kind of like our soul food, I would say. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Sean. Thanks for having me as a host. Let me pass back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Hey, thanks, Kevin, for hosting it. Okay. Now, well, we've come to the end of this, and we have a little final portion. We have a final portion because this is the 20th episode, and we have a little celebration. You got something? We got something. We got a cake.
Yay!
Yay!
Ta-da!
Whoa!
Whoa! There is the live love lipidemia
wow.
20.
Wow!
Details.
Wow!
There's a word shook too.
Let's check lah.
Okay. Okay, and we are going to
To
hang on.
turn on
I'm
the
going to
cake.
light. Yeah.
Ah, it's cannot coming up. I
You
don't
have to-
know.
From the top, Cynthia.
Hmm?
Dari atas ya. Ah, yes. Oh, you have to hold. Yeah,
Eh.
fire looks very big.
Eh?
Hey, watch out your hand.
Kan?
Okay.
Like a
So
scream.
we what do we say? Happy 20 episodes, and then we blow. Okay. Wait.
Okay.
Okay. So. Okay, someone's joined us. Oh, by the way,
Indonesian. Hey,
yeah. And by the way, most of you might not know. She was the very first guest on Life, Love, and Lipidemia. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Happy 20 episode. Okay, go. Can't believe you're doing this on stream.
but the details on Cynthia's cake is amazing.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
LLL.
Because I'm wonderful. So my cake so does you.
Oh.
Anyway, I bought it from the local bakers, and I support the business as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
just
really looks very nice.
It's
yeah.
incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sean.
thank you.
You should really support and then buy
Yeah.
buy the cake from Singapore. No worries. In Indonesia, right? Anything can be paid by Gojek transfer. It's very easy. Actually, this pandemic is very surprising. No, it's not surprising, but it spurs a lot of our Indonesian tech companies. So Gojek, everything they are helping a lot of the small businesses in Indonesia with the
Yeah.
delivery, and then we have a lot of good internet banking, and you come to realize that, because in Singapore I realize, if you are a shop, you basically don't really have a lot of internet banking. You can't buy Batomi on a internet transfer and stuff like that, or pay now. It's quite difficult yet, right?
They're trying very hard to implement it. Still some way to go, but at least there's a bit of progress now.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you, Cynthia. And I'm coming on to chat for a little while more. Hang on. Oh, anyway, as I always do, Cynthia, any final thoughts before
Yes.
before we go?
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. Like take home message.
Yeah. Anything you want to say?
Well, if you're a pharmacist, find your patients. Patient, PATION. Even though you are not pharmacist, also to find your patient. Everyone is influencer. Yeah, you influence your parents, you influence your brother, you influence your family, your friends, right? Either bad or good. Choose to be a blessing to others and live to love. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Kevin.
And like me.
I just want to add on to Cynthia's comment. You influence your own life.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Yeah, and everyone, thank you so much for 20 episodes. Thank you. Thank you for sticking by. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to my guests. And I I just want to share with everyone something that I'm really happy about. I just checked the stats about 5 minutes before we went live, and we have hit 12,000 views of the shows. Thank you so much for 12,000 views. Oh my God, can't believe it. And I'm going to take a break after this for about 6 weeks. You will still hear from me, just probably not in this kind of formal show kind of setting. In these 6 weeks, I'll take a break to refresh, come up with something new, set up the site. Make sure you get the audio podcast that a lot of you were asking for. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for joining me every week. And I hope you've enjoyed the sessions. I will see you after 6 weeks. Love you guys. Bye-bye.